All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Mike Catalana, I am Jenna Cottrell, Dan Fates with a Veteran Day off. Before we get started, please be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. All right, practice on Sunday. Mike, it's really hot.
Yeah, it is. Now, they were a couple hours later than the normal practices here at Fisher. It was 11:45, and you could feel it just sort of baking, as we're walking to practice, because usually by 11:45, they're done. And now they're starting practice. And it was hot. And look, Jenna, they want to get some things out of this. I know it's still a little ways off, but the beginning of the year, even in Orchard Park, it's hot. Now, they're on the road the first game in LA, sort of a dome. No, but then they're home. It's a night game, but there's heat. And that Miami game in the first month. So there is an element they want to get used to, but it takes its toll. They were in their pads today. I think it does. Yeah, they need to be ready for it. But I think they'd prefer the early morning practices. We would.
I tell you who it takes a toll on. Don't tell me that I don't look good, because we've just been outside sweating for the last 5 hours.
Yeah.
All right, though, we talk about the guys getting back out there.
Yeah.
Roger Saffold, today, his first time really suiting up in a Bills uniform. He had that car accident a couple weeks ago, a injury sustained from that. I mean, what could he add to this offensive line?
A veteran lineman, stability, that's what they signed him for. He's a big man. Like when he's walking out without pads on, you're like, that is a big dude. And that is in comparison to other NFL players. But you see him walk out, it's a good sign. I mean, we don't know yet where he's going to be. We'll get more opportunities to see him out here, including tomorrow. But look, they need that. They need to be getting these guys back. And, there's been a lot of talk about the continuity on the offensive line. They're nowhere near that yet, because there's players that have to get themselves more acclimated. But I think that's a very positive sign to see him out here with pads on practicing with his team.
And Ken Dorsey even talked about it. There's not a specific date that they say, hey, we need to have all the guys together by this point, or we're, essentially done for the season. But you do want to see that continuity when you talk about just the offensive line, getting to know one another, and all of those things.
Yeah, I think sometimes coaches say that when they don't have continuity, and then when they do have continuity, they'll say, it's great to have these 5 guys out there together. Look, they want their starting offensive line, however that maps out, because, there's decisions still to be made. But at the same time, they don't want to get too caught up in it and be like, oh my God, we don't have these guys out there. I think everybody that they want to play this year is trending towards being ready, I would say even for at least a preseason game or two, depending on how it works out. So they have time to get that 5 together, but there's a lot of reps that have been going on without that starting 5. But it's not an issue.
It's no issue.
Right.
There's no date that you need to circle and hit the panic button. I think someone asked, though, specifically if there was a date, so very thorough.
Because I believe they're thinking like, man, we need to have that happen. Now, depending on who it is, like if Mitch Morris got knocked out for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden he's ready to go 4 days before the opener in LA, well, he's going to play because he's your starting center. Deion Dawkins is going to play left tackle. Like, we know these things are going to happen. But they do want to get kind of cooled down a little bit. The sun went down. Yeah,
Did it though?
Didn't really cool down. It really didn't yet.
No, we shouldn't be complaining, because we know fast forward in 6 months, it's going to be just snowing, and like the New England Patriots game, the playoff game where Dan was... that was fun. All right, just a couple other notes from practice. Mitch Morris was working to the side. Khalil Shakir was on the exercise bike. Isaiah McKenzie did not practice today. I think some of those guys are just veteran rest and management. But it seems like this team is kind of, maybe this is just me, but kind of trending towards the right direction.
Oh, yeah, I think it is. And look, they're in a pretty good shape. We saw Khalil Shakir as we were coming back, and I asked him if he had a Veterans Day off, and he just laughed it off. I mean, he's a rookie. He has dealt with a couple of injuries leading up to it. There's nothing been mentioned. We'll talk to Sean McDermott tomorrow. But I do think sometimes they monitor those things. But we're talking about minor stuff here. Jordan Poyer out there with his teammates, again, not in uniform. He's not going to be for a little while. It's a positive sign to see him out there with his teammates, and he did not have any sort of apparatus or anything on that I could tell when looking at him. So that's a positive going forward. I don't know when we're going to see him practice. I don't think we're going to see him practice here at Fisher. I think the next time, am I doing that when I move over? I tend to sway a little bit.
I tend to mess up the intro, and you tend to move.
Yeah, by the way, when that happens, it's not necessarily Jenna's fault. I could let it go. We do like to ask you to subscribe and comment and like, and then when it doesn't happen, and then sometimes one of the 3 of us We don't have any special editors. It's one of the three of us posts it and forget to do that. So nothing bad has shown up on camera that we remember, that we know of. We almost had one.
Yes.
This one here.
We're very homegrown here.
Yes.
We are very much. We're
hands-on. We like to control all elements of what we're doing.
That's what it is, the control aspect.
That's what we're doing.
The person who did upload that video was Mr. Michael Catalano, so we'll go with that.
No.
Oh, it was Dan. It was Dan. I lied.
Dan
it was Dan.
is usually on it. Like, that would be more of the kind of mistake one of the two of us would make. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You would make that mistake. I've done it before. I did it. Yeah,
that's probably fair.
Anyhow, but we appreciate the comments of thinking that we did it on purpose.
Yeah, we're not that cool. we're not that cool. You're not that guy, pal. Sorry, that just popped into my head. We got to talk today to Reggie Gilliam, the Bills fullback. Of course, you know who we're talking about. But he signed a 2-year deal with the Bills, and I thought his story was just. He's one of those guys in the field that I don't want to say you forget about, but you just don't think of. And today we got to hear a story, and I was just super impressed.
Yeah. Small high school in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
The team was terrible. He didn't use the word terrible. He said we didn't win a lot of games. Yeah. They've never had a Division I football player come out of his school, and he got, a direct message, right, is what he said, from the Toledo coach saying, we'd like you to come to our walk-on workout.
Yeah.
And then he got brought onto the team. So he went from a walk-on at Toledo, and Toledo has a good program.
Yeah. MAC.
Right.
Maction.
So he came in as a walk-on, and then here we are a few years later. He became a starter, I think he said his junior and senior years, and then came to the Bills as an undrafted free agent in 2020.
Yeah.
And he doesn't touch the ball. And he's 3 carries, 3 yards, 5 catches, does have a touchdown, 25 yards, but he's become that, how was he described today?
The Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Greg Rousseau also said a bowling ball.
Yeah. Well, he can block. He can do multiple things. He can fill in. And I think it was it Ken Dorsey that said we'll put him at guard?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, hey, they want me to line up at guard. I'll do it. Very happy about getting the contract. And, it's not quite the same as Levi Wallace because Levi became a starter. I mean, he's the number 1 only fullback, but Levi became a starter. But he was a walk-on, albeit at Alabama, and then an undrafted free agent. And I know Sean McDermott loves those stories.
Yeah.
Loves it, because that guy's going to have a chip. And what did he say? He said, somebody was asked if he's got a moment to, I'm not sure if they said relax, but like that's security.
Yeah.
And he appreciates the contract.
Yeah.
But come on, you're Reggie Gilliam.
Yeah.
It's work every day to maintain where you are and to try to become maybe even more of the offense. But to your point about the story, he came from a nobody in football.
Yeah.
And now he's gone into his 3rd year in the NFL.
And he talked about when he was coming out, it was 2020. His pro day got canceled. He didn't really know what was going to happen. The draft goes by, didn't draft a fullback.
Yeah.
And the Bills calling him, and I just he's one of those guys on the field that you're like, oh, where is he at? Where is he lining up? But at the same point, I just feel like, and you could tell the guys today, I was getting some video of the team, how excited they were for him. Even Dawson, what did Dawson Knox say?
He said he's buying dinner. He's getting the contract, so he's buying dinner. Well, wait till Dawson gets his contract. Then he can buy dinner for a lot of guys.
A lot.
But a guy like, Reggie, again, he's not a guy that gets a lot of attention. But you can tell, by the way, guys light up a little bit. Very popular guy on the team, upbeat, special teams, again, playing that role. And seriously, like there's going to be times when a tight end gets nicked up. He's going to get way more snaps. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not sitting there. Do not draft him on your fantasy team.
Yeah, no.
Right? He's not a part of the offense that way, but he's a guy that, obviously now, write it down in pen, this fullback tight end is making the roster. They signed him to the extension.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Any other notes today? Anything from practice?
Another little dust up today.
Yeah.
I like the phrasing.
Dust up.
There's a kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle?
Yeah, which,
Is that... Where we skirmish?
Skirmish is one of my favorite words for it. Sometimes it's a fight, like when there's actual punches.
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree.
Honestly, I thought the one with Stephon Diggs and Greg Rousseau, Diggs threw some punches in there, and we've seen other guys throw some punches. Sometimes it's kind of like slaps. Jordan Phillips sort of joked a little bit about the Josh Allen one, but this one today, skirmish, I would say there's fight.
Yeah.
skirmish,
kerfuffle, dust up.
Oh, that's it. That's good.
The comprehensive list. See,
yeah.
I can say big words.
That's it. And they have had those, and it does happen. And the heat added to it.
Yeah.
We had 3 fights in the media room.
Yeah, boom.
Jenna won all of them.
Yeah.
She's got
a snow cone for today.
Got a free snow cone. Yeah, it's what you needed. So, again, I thought it was that. But time's running short here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're practicing Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah,
First preseason game is coming up on Saturday.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast I feel like camp always goes by.
That third week goes fast. The first week, it's all new.
Yeah.
Then you're like, wow, they got another more amount of time. And then before you know it, we're into this last week. So if you haven't gotten to camp, get out here. They'll continue camp without the fans in Orchard Park.
Yeah.
And then get ready for the games.
And, of course, we'll always have these daily updates of what's going on in practice. So be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. For Dan, who's hopefully
in air conditioning.
enjoying his day off. And Mike, I am Jenna. We'll catch you next time on Buffalo Plus.